Welcome to CSL TV, and I just hope you guys are having a beautiful, blessed day. Now, if you're new to the channel, this is just a review, a reaction, as well as an informational channel. Hopefully the informational part help you and someone out, and we pretty much just gonna watch some videos and talk about it. And if you've been rocking with me, I just gotta say, hey, thank you so much for rocking with your boy. You could be somewhere else watching these videos, but you're right here at CSL TV watching them with me. So with that being said, I just hope you guys are having a beautiful, blessed day. And you already know what we about to do. Let's get it.
This story out of South Carolina is heartbreaking. This is 17-year-old Drayvon Riley, 16-year-old Caleb Wise, and 16-year-old Jacoby Fanning, all students at Eau Claire High School in Columbia. The three of them, along with Jacoby's 14-year-old brother, were sitting in front of an abandoned house when two 17-year-olds came up and opened fire on them. 4 teens in front of the house tried to get away in the backyard, but ended up getting shot. Drayvon, Caleb, and Jacoby all died at the hospital, while Jacoby's teen brother has been treated and released. Police say the shooting stems from a disagreement between the two sets of teens over a burglary that happened years ago. Here's the sheriff.
You stand here and you shake your head and just wonder why. Why can't these kids do something else besides just resort to violence and using guns? It doesn't solve a problem. It doesn't make anything better. It just makes it worse.
New analysis of CDC data finds that as of 2021, firearms remain the leading cause of death for kids in America, and black children account for more than 2/3 of gun-related homicides. Two 17-year-olds who police say opened fire face multiple charges, including 3 counts of murder and 1 count of attempted murder, and will be tried as adults. Another 14-year-old boy was also arrested and will go to family court to determine whether he'll be charged as an adult too. Rest in peace, Drayvon, Caleb, and Jacoby.
Man, shout out to Notice News for this content, but that's real sad to hear about these kids' lives being taken left and right. And it is in our community that you see a lot of this stupid nonsense happening. Taking each other out over stupid stuff that don't even matter. So it's like, what the hell is going on? Why can't everybody get along? And we come together, unite when someone else do something. But why can't we come together and unite when stuff like this, you know what I'm saying, about we need to do more, people need to do more, and it needs to be more than just talking, it gotta be actions with it.
She had a life. She had a business. She was in college. And she has family and friends that love her. And no one is going to discard Lauren Smithfield's my daughter as she's rubbish. They're going to answer everything, or people are going to lose their jobs. I want that bastard on his back.
So we about to hear a story about this girl right here, this beautiful soul that was lost. People out there right now asking for justice and stuff like that. And happy birthday. So somebody definitely passed away. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. It's free. You'll be helping me out and doing a good deed. Like and comment how you feel, what you think about the content I create, because it helped me bring content many different ways. And as always, I hope you beautiful people have a good day. Let's get it.
In December of 2021, a beautiful young woman was found dead in her bathroom after she met up with a guy online. But this case would take a massive twist that no one was expecting. Lauren Smithfields was 23 years old. She was vibrant, beautiful, smart, and super successful. She was really into fitness, so she wanted to become a physical therapist to help people recover from injuries. Lauren was doing great in school and had everything she could have ever wanted. But what she didn't have was her soulmate, and she wanted to find him. Lauren didn't really date around, so she was excited when she finally got up the nerve to join Bumble. She had gone on a couple dates, but nothing really seemed to click when she finally matched with someone she was super attracted to. This man's name was Matthew LaFountain. Matthew was super handsome and a little older, so Lauren wanted to make sure that he was legit. They talked online for weeks before Lauren actually decided that she was interested enough to meet in person. Matthew was genuinely a really nice guy. He was super sweet and seemed safe, so Lauren felt comfortable enough to invite him over to her apartment. But she had no idea what was about to happen. That night, the two planned to have a chill night in and just get to know each other. They had a few drinks, played games, and were watching a movie together when there was a knock at the door. Lauren's brother Lakeem swung by her apartment to grab some clothes that he had left over there a few weeks before. Lakeem knew she was on a date, and Lauren seemed to be having a good time, and nothing was out of the ordinary, so Lakeem said goodnight and took his clothes and left. Right after Lakeem left, Lauren went to the bathroom for a while, and when she came out, she completely passed out on the couch. It was getting late, and Lauren hadn't woken up yet, so Matthew decided he would carry her to bed, and he laid her down, and eventually both of them fell asleep. At around 3 a.m., Matthew woke up and said he heard Lauren snoring, so he went right back to sleep. He woke up again around 6:30, and Lauren was sleeping on her right side facing Matthew. When he woke up, his eyes were kind of blurry, but after a minute he realized that blood was pouring out of Lauren's nose and onto the bed, so he jumped up and tried to wake her up when he noticed she wasn't breathing. Matthew called police right away, but by the time they got there, it was too late. Lauren had died. Matthew was really helpful to police, and they basically ruled him out as a suspect. Police searched her apartment and took her phone, keys, passport, and over $1,000 she had, and left without even trying to contact her family. It would take over 24 hours for Lauren's mom to learn that her daughter had died, and it wasn't even the police who told her. Lauren's mom, Chantel, was starting to get super worried because she hadn't heard from Lauren. Her and Lauren talk basically every day, but she hadn't heard from her in a while, which was super weird. So Chantel decides she's going to drive over to Lauren's apartment to see what's going on. She climbs the stairs to get to Lauren's door, and she sees something that makes her heart sink. It was a note that said, "If you're looking for Lauren, call this number." So Chantel picked up her phone and dialed the number. And the man who picked up was Lauren's landlord, who told Chantel that Lauren had been found dead in her apartment yesterday morning. Chantel flies into an absolute panic. She had just been told that her daughter was dead, and she almost didn't believe it. Chantel immediately gets in touch with Kevin Cronin, who is the lead detective on the case. Kevin tells Chantel to just hang tight and that he was on his way over to Lauren's apartment to explain what was going on, but he just never showed up. When she called again to ask where he was, he got super annoyed and said to quit calling him and hung up. When Chantel was finally able to get in touch again, Kevin told her the whole story. He told her that Lauren was on a date at the time of her death. When Chantel asked who she was on a date with, they told her about Matthew, but that there was really no need to investigate him because he was a super nice guy.
This is devastating to hear that they didn't want to investigate this guy because he was super nice. That's all you have to be, was super nice for somebody not to investigate you? Or is it because they didn't want to go deep into it because of the situation? And we all know that black females are the main ones who are less likely to be found or have the authorities investigate and use all the resources that they need to go capture them. Now we're going to see how the rest of this play out.
This absolutely infuriated Chantel because in her mind, police were basically refusing to investigate her death, so she decided she was going to have to do it herself. She grabbed the spare key for Lauren's apartment, and when she walked in, what she saw sent chills down her spine. Police hadn't collected any evidence. Even though Matthew had told police that they didn't have sex, there was a used condom in her bedroom, a mysterious pill, and Lauren's sheets were absolutely covered in blood. When Chantel confronts police with this, they just say that they'll look into it. Over a month later, police finally get around to opening an investigation into Lauren's case. And when her autopsy came back, it stopped everyone in their tracks. Lauren had died of an overdose. The autopsy showed that at the time of her death, she was really drunk and had taken a lot of fentanyl. This left Lauren's family completely shocked. They knew that Lauren would not have done this to herself. Lauren's family told police that she was super intense about taking care of her body. She worked out every day and was on a strict plant-based diet and had never done drugs or heavily drank in her entire life. Her brother Lakeem, who picked up his clothes that night, said that Lauren looked completely normal when he saw her, and nothing about her seemed drunk or high on drugs. Lakeem swore that if she looked drunk or on drugs, he would have noticed and he would have been really concerned. Even with all of this information from the family, police refused to do anything or name Matthew as a suspect. Lauren's community has accused the police of deep-rooted racism and not caring about her case because she's black. They claimed that if this was a white woman, police would have already solved the case and not ignored all the clues. But this is where Lauren's case goes completely cold. Police say this is still an active investigation, but there have been no real updates. Lauren's parents continue to push the police for answers, and they will not stop fighting until they get justice for their daughter.
Man, my condolences to the family, bro, just for the simple fact. The beautiful soul was lost because she wanted to share her life with somebody after doing so much, being successful. So she decided to go on dating sites. Met the wrong weirdo because he drugged her up and drunked her up, and now she's not here with her people today. They let him go because he was a nice guy, but he was the last one reported with her when she died. Matter of fact, he fucking called 911 right there. So, what that tell you? They pretty much didn't really care because maybe she is a black female. They didn't really care that much because he was a nice guy. Even though they was on a date together, slept together, he said he woke up numerous times, which sounds very weird, like, yeah, you was waiting to see when this girl was gonna die because you just didn't want to leave. And you wanted to make sure that she was dead before you left. So in my eye, this is exactly what it sounded like to me. He planned this shit, he did this shit, and he knew exactly what he was doing, because this does not sound right for somebody who's trying to be healthy and contaminate their body with things they know is not good for them and that could kill them.